Hey, everybody, this is Brian, and this is Tattooed in Business. I'm actually going to launch this on a different one of my Facebook pages as well. So rather than being on the GY6 promotions one, I decided to put it on the Beer Drop one. And the reason being is because moving into this next year, we want to focus a little bit on Beer Drop Club and kind of what's coming up for it and kind of talking about some of the things that we do. And I'd like to continue my broadcast over there as well, and it also opens up the platform for different things, conversations, businesses, and everything. So first thing I want to do is a really great shout out to a longtime friend of mine from way back when we were young kids, riding the bus together all the way through high school and everything. So Stephen Westbrook, congratulations, buddy. It was great hearing from you today. I definitely plan to come down and see you pretty soon. So I'm going to get all my stuff in order, and I will be down to visit you in South Carolina. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm excited to see your new place, and just really excited in general for you. And I just hope you know that I know it's been a long time coming and everything, but it'll be worth it. Trust me. And I can't wait to meet your family, and I can't wait to come down and see you. So looking forward to it, Steve. And I just, just so we've grown over the years. So I'm not calling you by your nickname anymore or anything like that. But I'm just super proud of you. I just wish I can't wait to see you face to face to tell you how proud I am of you for getting there. We've talked about this a long time. People never knew about it, but you and I have always stayed in contact over the years as best we could and everything. But if it was for you, I would have got through a lot of things in my life. You're the one that talked me into going in the Army, and so we both enjoyed that experience together. And you stay longer than I did, of course. But looking forward to seeing you. So anyhow, so this week's Tattooed in Business. It was about a year ago that I switched over to Tattooed in Business and decided different routes I was going to go and different things I was going to talk about. And I find more and more the people, when they react to things that I post or what I say, it's not necessarily the business aspects of the things that they comment on or ask me about. It's the personal journeys and the personal things I've learned in my life and growth. So that's kind of what I want to talk about, is kind of reflecting on this last year and everything that's happened. So going back doing this and being regular with this. So I've done quite a few casts, just learning, trying to get back in the saddle, so to say. I've had some great mentors out there, S.A. Grant, Sean Murphy, Donnie Bovine, Kevin Snow, Lori Seitz has always been that person in my corner that's really pushed me, along with S.A., Jen Pisano, I could just go on and on. Mandy Morrison. There's so many people part of that networking group that has helped me grow and become. And of course, without my partner in arms, Kevin McLaughlin, I don't know where I'd be in life. He's the guy that kind of keeps me grounded, even though sometimes I have to try to step in and help ground him. But honestly, the best team builder I've ever met. So honestly, if anybody's out there looking for someone to build you a successful winning sales team and anything out there, Kevin's a great resource. He's a guy who's worth the conversation too. He definitely showed me that, where things go in businesses. Not everyone's supposed to be a manager. Some people are better hunters. Some people are better prospecting at account management. Some people are better at customer service, and that finding these roles for the right people is what really makes a difference in a business, no matter what type of business you're in. At me being in sales for 25 years, I've always been in that hunting role, and I'm a guy who struggles with the transition of managing people, because I don't want to do reports. I don't want to do any of that crap. I want to sell. I want to meet customers. I want to get to know them. I want to sell. I want to do those things. And that's where my energy level comes at the highest. And part of this journey is that I'm going through is it's changing my lifestyle as well. So I talk about the energy level, right? So getting that right energy level means eating right, which, of course, holiday weekend, we all get away from a little bit. But that has been a key part of trying to eat healthier, eat cleaner. And it's a process, guys. It's my son is done it cold turkey. I mean, my son today, we talked before he left, he's lost 70 pounds in 3 months. And I mean, I'm so proud of him because of the way he's done it. I mean, he has literally changed his eating habits to a T in his, and he's got a mentor, like he realized that coming from dad wasn't meaning the same stuff. So he has a mentor, and the guy's name's Tony. And Tony has taken him under his wing and has really helped keep him on track and given him the knowledge and the tools to set goals in life that he can obtain and get there, and he's crushing them. And I just worry. I worry about my son because he's my son, and he's just crushing these goals. And I'm so proud because he's finally taken off. And my daughter Tara, I mean, she's finally like doing what it is she wants to do, and this is it for her. This is the home stretch, and she knows it. And she's already stressing out a little bit, going back to school, working full time and stuff. And she decided to go back and get a second degree, knowing it's not going to be easy, knowing it's going to be hard, and and we're still fighting the battle of they don't see her as independent, even though I didn't have custody of her in high school, and her mom passing away. They still try to claim my income and tell her that she's under me. She hasn't been under me in, Jesus, 6 years, 7 years maybe. And, but she fights and she doesn't give up. And even when things get hard and she texts me and all that, which I love to hear from her more, but she has a focus and she has a goal and she's going and working towards that. And that's what makes me proud. So when people ask me, like, what's your why? Part of my why is my kids, man. And that's why I do what I do, is I don't ever want my kids to look over and see dad quit. I don't ever want them to look over and see, yes, I'm going to fail, but that I don't stay down, that I pick myself back up, that I'm trying to do these better things in life, that I've cut out the drinking. I still have a drink every now and then, but I've cut it out. So I'm really into this beer drop club, in this craft brewery. And that's what I like. And so I treat myself to that. I don't indulge, but I treat myself. And I have to do certain steps to get there, to be able to treat myself to do that. And I enjoy that. So one of my passions is I love finding about new businesses. I love learning about them. And then I had this passion for the craft beer. And then my cousin, Professor Smith, the OG of Beer Drop Club, and I kind of came up with some concepts after our uncle passed away. And I kind of let it die for a little bit, just trying to find myself and get back on track. And in all honesty, now that they say it was also in honor of a business agreement that I made with my last employer. I agreed to, when I came to work for her, to drop all, this stuff and pursuing that, focus on working on her business and what, she wanted me to do. And so now I can pursue, my hobby or whatever. So Beer Drop Club, the website is definitely under construction. We ran into some directory things that we're putting together and working on. AJ has put out in the groups that, hey, if there's anything what you want to see in a club, like when you're online, when you go to a site, what are the features you're looking for? What's going to keep you coming back and looking for different businesses, and what makes it, fun for you to come back? That input is vital to us, right? So a part of Tattooed in Business, I'm looking for focus groups. I'm looking for people to come in and join me. There's a particular person that I see post a lot of TikTok videos on Facebook who's local, and I'm very curious in talking with her about possibly doing, some videos and being part of like an ambassador of Beer Drop Club. So I'm also looking for people that, are responsible, obviously, but are looking to try to get on board on something at an early stage. And when I say that, I'm not asking for an investment. Just keep that clear. I can't pay you, so I'm not asking you to pay me type stuff. But as we get going, so I'm looking, there's one person I've been watching. I'm probably going to reach out and see if she responds. Just pretty intrigued by her and stuff. but moving forward. But part of this comes from the reflection of learning what people want, how people react, how people respond to things, and and where they want to go in life. What are your ambitions, right? So when you open up a business, or even in your personal life, so what's your global goal, right? Like honestly, like do you think like small time? Do you think medium? Do you think big? How do you think, right? So I think everything as the largest scale possible, and worst case scenarios and best case scenarios. And take a lot of criticism for that. And I have my whole life. I'm a very intense person. Uh, if I want to talk to you, I will reach out to you. You know, I don't. I'm not afraid of that. You know, everyone's like, yeah, rejection. You know what? I get rejected constantly. It just what it is the big thing I don't want to do is portray a different image. And I guess somebody actually brought up to me that the girl I was talking with a little while ago told me that thought that like I'm a player. Far from it, okay? I'm not that type of person, but I am a salesperson, and I am an aggressive person. I am an intense person. So I can see how people would perceive how I come out that way. I'm very confident in who I am, what I want, and what I do. And just like everybody else, we all go through some down times and everything like that. So I admit, like last couple of weeks for some reason, I kind of been in a funk. So try to stay off the social media a little bit, and let's try to figure out what's going on in my head, what's blocking me, what's stopping me, the only thing that's stopping me is me, man. And most people, that's what it is. When you're out there, and this is part of the reflection of things we've talked about over the years, is how do you see yourself in life? Are you that person that's always talking about the glass half full, half empty, half the, and you're looking at, and you're a victim. Someone's always done this to you, and you're this way because of this. And okay, so we all live in that world for a little while, right? Where we've had people do wrong by us. And whether you want to admit it or not, you're not perfect either. None of us are perfect. We've all done wrong by somebody else as well, because this is a behavior that we accepted from another being and we projected it onto a different person. So we've all gone through this. It's did you learn and did you grow, and what are you doing to improve yourself is what matters from that point forward. And so when we project onto people and everything, that does come out. And how do you perceive yourself? So I don't see myself as a victim anymore. I used to constantly focus on, why has this happened to me? Why does this happen? Why do I get talked to this way? Why do I get treated this way? Why? And I was in that victim mode. I had two guys that were supposed to be my best friends beat me down on a daily basis. I allowed it to happen. I wasn't the fucking victim. I allowed it to happen. I allowed them to find their pleasure in doing it. I let it happen because of a state of mind I was with. And then when I changed my state of mind to where I'm not that person, I don't want to be talked that way, I'm not going to allow myself to be talked that way, then things changed. And eventually, if they're toxic and they're not for you, they shouldn't be with you, they're going to move out of your life, right? And then when they grow up, maybe they come back in your life. Who knows? Sometimes you just don't mesh with people. And I tell people in the relationship world, somebody said this to me a long time ago, and I didn't want to hear him at the time, but he was so right. He said to me, sometimes, Brian, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with them. It just don't work out. You're just not meant to be. And I didn't really listen to Josh at the time when he was saying that to me. I didn't want to hear that because I was focused on, why is it working out with this person I want to work out with? But he was so right. And it goes back to a conversation I just had with my mom today. So I was talking with my mom about misconceptions. I had to have a psychiatrist explain this to me, and then I've had a spiritual advisor also explain the same thing to me. That's where I find it crazy, right? So when people talk about, their beliefs and whatnot, two different industries, two different things, same thing. So there's a lot of misconception on what a soulmate is, okay? And we talk about soulmates all the time, and everyone knows kind of, hey, when we refer to a soulmate is not a person who you are going to fall madly in love with, marry, have kids, settle down, and everything's perfect. That is not your soulmate, okay? And a lot of people think that's what it is. What a soulmate is, and it can be the same sex or whatever, it's a person who you bond with who they come in and out of your life based on need. Okay. When you're at your lowest and you need that person, they're there for you and they help pick you up. And then you in return will wind up doing the same for them. There's no strings attached. And then when you guys are both no longer in need of each other, you part ways. Not negatively, not anything like that. I know for a fact a person who is my soulmate, and we haven't spoken, and geez, it's gotta be 4 or 5 years now. But her and I was under the impression we're in love and we're this, but we really weren't. We were truly like a soulmate mentality. When I needed her, she was there for me. And when she needed me, I was there for her. And now we're at a point in our lives where she's happy, I'm happy. We don't need each other anymore. We don't talk. We don't, anything like that. And that's cool. That's fine. We don't need each other. So that contract has ended. So when people talk about soulmates and being in a relationship, you have contracts that your soul's right with people, right? And just like any other contract, they expire. They have terms. They have this. And you have a right to end that contract. Okay. And not everybody likes that, whether it's business, whether it's personal, all contracts at some point have a clause or a get out, right? And when you feel, whether it's in business, whether it's in your personal life, or wherever your focus really is, if that contract isn't for you, then you have a right to terminate that contract. You have a right to move on. And, and I say that, I mean, obviously there's legal contracts and whatnot, but you have a right to be happy. And I say it's a right, okay? And that's an exaggeration. We have the ability to make ourselves happy. And you have to find happiness within yourself before anyone else is going to find happiness in you or with you. And there's always going to be that person that, even though they're still by your side, they could still be there for you. They could still be in a situation where they're trying to fix themselves or whatnot, so they don't want to bring you in. But it doesn't mean you have to abandon them. It doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It doesn't mean that you still could be right in a contract with each other. The contract could be to just be friends with each other. And that's where like the spiritual growth that I've had in my life has really come into. And I kind of laugh because, I've had this my whole life. I always have, I'm that guy that wherever I'm at, somebody always wants to run their mouth at me and try to start something with me. And I always have it. And I don't get why, but I always get some guy that always wants to sit there and trying to puff out their chest at me. And the minute I accept their challenge, they always back down. And I don't mean that because I'm no fucking tough guy by any means, but like last ride I went on, guy freaking was busting everybody's balls, so I gave it to him right back, not even half as hard as him, and he immediately brought up that don't make me whoop your ass, and I'm like, well, maybe you should try. And he calmed down. Then he said something to me like, well, I know you've had a few drinks. I haven't had a drink, buddy. I'm sober as can be. I'm drinking water and Diet Coke. That's what I'm drinking. And it's funny how people your personality will come out, like that, and whatever your insecurity is, I should say. So a lot of times your insecurities are going to play off of base relationships, contracts, whatever you want to call it, you've had. And that's the growth part that you have to get by. And you can be, 100% you think everything is going good in your life and that you're in control, that you're doing well. And then it doesn't, and then you realize that you're not as strong as you thought you were. And I've had that happen recently to me. I don't have what I would say the relationship I want with my father. And even though I believe like I can handle this, I'm adult now and all this, I still, after having a conversation or whatever with him, I go into a funk. And I thought, geez, Brian, 2 years, man, 2 years, you've been working on yourself. You've put in all the work. You can handle this now. And I realized the first meeting, not at all. I just tell people I was just pissy. to people, and didn't mean to be, but it just kind of come off and I had the work, and then this last meeting, no problem. I've had no problem with it. I think a lot of it had to do with my stepmom being there, because I really like my stepmom a lot, and I really just, I don't know. I get along with her really well. I really feel that her and I like having conversations with her. I just sense whenever I'm around her, she's a very good person, human being, and in general. So it makes it easy, I guess. But when I'm around her, I find it, less. I can handle situations. And then other situations, I have an uncle who unfortunately has ALS, and just his attitude, the way he is, to me is inspiring. He's not, I guess I would phrase it like this. He's not dying with ALS. He's living with it. He's living with it. He's living with it. And that's what I admire the most about him. And plus he's quite honestly, he's one of my uncles that was more like an older brother, I would say, growing up and stuff. But just because of the way he treated me, he didn't treat me like a kid, But it inspires me the way that he lives. Like, I'm living with this. I'm not dying with this. I'm living with this. And yes, I know there's an end, but it ain't today. And I love that energy. And it sounds so stupid, but being around him, that energy level like freaking raises up. And these are a lot of the things like this last year I really have learned about your vibration and bringing your energy level up, surrounding yourself with people that are going to be positive with you, that are going to be, that care about being in your life, whether you're down or up. Because I've brought this up before, and I had a younger person had to point this out to me, that it's easy to be there for somebody when they're down, because then they're on a different playing field, right? But when they start improving, they start doing better in their life, they start feeling good. If you can't be there for them then, well, then you're an asshole. But there's a lot of people that are like that. Hey, I got your back when you're down. Well, yeah, but you got my back when I'm up, and that's a big thing, And then, last thing, just like I said, this is kind of a rant podcast, but I just felt like, talk about some of the things. So my mom, she sold her house, and she's cleaning out. She found a yearbook, and I assumed it was my brother's, because all mine I thought were destroyed. Well, it actually was mine when I was a junior in school. And there's a picture of a guy who was my best friend from the time we were in kindergarten. And we didn't meet on great terms, but I've always known my whole life up to recently that he had my back and was there for me, positive or negative. When I was doing good, he was like my biggest fan. And when I was doing low, he come and literally saved my life. And I seen this picture of him. And I looked at my mom and said, God damn it, I want to cut that picture out, and I want to take it over to him and say, where's that guy? Where's that guy right there? This guy that had all these colleges trying to recruit him for football, for track. Where's this guy? Where's his passion? Where did it go? He's the best goddamn father I've ever been around, with loving your kids and being there and truly putting them first. I mean, where's this guy gone? And I don't mean this as a negative. I just want him to be the best him he can be. And I want him to be there. And I want to, like, when I tell everybody, like, when I'm on these highs, these energy is high, and I feel like everything's going great and everything's moving forward and my life is moving forward, I want you with me. I don't want anyone even behind, I truly live by the motto, nobody left behind. And I think most soldiers do. And some people can't understand that, and some people may not understand what that truly means. But it means we truly don't leave anyone behind. I don't want to leave anyone behind in my life. I want you to be there with me. I want you to be my partners, in life, in general, and everything. And that's what I want. And like that perfect relationship for me. That's what I want. I want that person who's going to be a partner in my life, and I'm a partner in their life. That's what we all want. That's what brings my energy level up. And I want to know that, hey, you know what? When I'm having a bad day or something's not right, that I can turn to you and you can look at me and say, pick your ass up. Come on, this ain't you. And be brutally honest with me. You're being a little bitch. Quit being a little bitch, man. Really, was it that bad? What else happened today? And maybe that's why I've lost some relationships in my past here, because I've tried doing that to other people and maybe they just don't like it. Well, I'm sorry, but fuck you. If that's the way I'm going to be, I'm going to pick you up. I'm not going to leave you sitting by the side of the road and woe is me, woe is me. And if you're going to be woe is me and there's nothing I can do that's going to bring you out of it, we're going to fucking part ways. And I know that's harsh, but that's how people are to me. And that's how life is. Contracts end. Contracts end. And the beauty about when a contract ends, it doesn't mean you close the door. There's no such thing as always or never, right? Nobody can always do something 100% of the time, because that's perfection. And nobody can never, they've never done this, they never did that. Maybe they didn't have an opportunity. No door is ever completely closed, right? And if you close that door, you can close the door with terms and boundaries, and that's okay. And then that door can open up, but then you decide what happens from that. You write a new contract. Whether it's business or in life, you can write a new contract with somebody. And it can be beneficial for both of you. It may not be. But so on this this rainy as hell Labor Day freaking Monday, I just hope everybody is doing what they can to be up, pick up, the energy level. Going, hey, this is fourth quarter for a lot of us in business, man. This is crunch time. This is holiday time. Guys, no shit, man. We are, what are we, 40, or excuse me, we're basically 2 months from Halloween. Like we're 2 months from Halloween, 3 months from Thanksgiving, and 4 months from Christmas. Like it's coming to a close, guys. This is that time. It's not too late. It's never too late to express to people how you feel and to try to bring them up and get them up. And if you see somebody struggling, reach out to them. I got to tell you, today, Steve, getting that message from you, I freaking was grinning ear to ear and glowing, happy for you. The minute I'm just like, I'm excited for you. I am so excited for you and your family. I can't wait to come down and see you. And I just know you're gonna knock it out of the park. I know you're gonna knock it apart. You've had more things thrown at you in a lifetime than a lot of people have, and I've never seen you fail. And if you failed, you picked your ass back up and you fought harder. And let me tell you something. You've always been an inspiration to me, and I can't wait to come see you, buddy. So everyone take care. Have a great week, and hopefully talk with y'all soon. Any comments, anything, direct message me. Let me know how you feel. Hey, if you're wondering what Beer Drop Club is, check it out. It's Beer Drop Club on Facebook. We had a private group called Beer Droppers where we share posts and everything. Interactive, guys. Show us where you're at, what you're doing, and having fun and being responsible, of course. So everyone take care and have a great weekend, or have a great week, I should say. All right.